Hey student, watch this video and learn 3 phrasal verbs with the verb talk. Stay with me until the end because I'll show you the meanings and give you examples to help you understand these 3 interesting phrasal verbs with talk. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So consider subscribing, and if you have already done so, make sure to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Now, guys, let's talk about the good stuff. 3 phrasal verbs with the verb talk. Okay, yeah, this is fun. Now, guys, here on my channel, I help specific students, okay? I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And, well, vocabulary is part of the game. Yesterday, I even made a video to help you advance your English vocabulary. So, learning idioms, expressions, phrasal verbs, well, learning these things doesn't have to be complicated. You need a process. And one thing that I always say here on my channel, that I always tell my babies is quality. Okay? It's not about knowing many, but it's about understanding them and using them. So at the end of this lesson, post an example here in the comments. That's basically what I do with my babies. You know, in every module, my students learn phrasal verbs, expressions, vocabulary in context. And they always make sure to create examples and use the information they study. And I want the same for you, okay? Now, first one, talk something out. This is a very popular phrasal verb. Guys, basically, to talk something out means to discuss something in detail, to have a conversation and talk about something in detail. Why? Because you need, or because you want, or because you have to find a solution or to reach an agreement. So when you talk something out, you are working with someone, you know, not necessarily job. You're talking to someone. You're having a discussion because you want to resolve something. You want to find a solution, or you want to agree. Both parts need to agree on something. Take a look at the examples. I am glad we talked it out. Now I am confident that we can work through any problem. So maybe let's put this into a context. I was having problems with my neighbor, okay? And my neighbor was making some noise at night, and I was feeling really upset. And then I go to her place, I go over her place, and then I said, look, we need to talk this out. I changed the example. We need to talk this out because I'm a light sleeper, so you're making this noise at night, and can we find a way to resolve this thing? So I talk to my neighbor. Then I go home. Then my boyfriend is like, oh, so how did it go? You know, we talked it out. We talked it out. So we discussed something in detail and we found a solution. Now I am confident that we can work through any problem. Well, we know how conversations usually go with neighbors. This is more like an imaginary conversation. But in this case, I can say, well, we talked it out. And she will avoid using her washing machine at night, because it's really close to my bedroom and I can hear it. So she told me she will avoid using the washing machine after 10 p.m. We talked it out. So you see, we found a solution. We talked and we had a conversation. I explained, look, I'm a light sleeper, you know, it's really hard for me to fall asleep. And I noticed you use the washing machine at night and I need to sleep, girl. So can you help a sister out? And we talked it out. So you see, very nice. Another one. I know you and James don't get along, but you are working together on this case, so you need to talk it out. So now this is a work environment. James and I don't have a good relationship. We don't get along. So my boss comes to me and says, Priscilla, I know you and James don't like each other. You don't have a good relationship. You don't get along. But girl, you are working together on this case. You need to talk it out. You need to discuss this case and find a solution, okay? Or find a solution to your problems with one another. Talk it out. I don't care. Talk it out because you're working here on this case. So you need to be close to each other to find a solution to the case and to your problems. So talk it out. You need to find a solution to reach an agreement. I think this is a very appropriate explanation. So I don't care how you do it, but talk it out because you're working together on this case. See? I don't care what shit happened between you two, but because you're working on this case, talk it out. Because we gotta win this case. You know? So that's the idea. So solve your personal problems and keep working on the case because I don't have anyone else. Okay? There you go. Moving on to the next phrasal verb. Talk someone into something. Oh, I like this one. I loved the dress, by the way. I created an example where I mentioned a dress, and as I was looking for images, I saw this dress and I fell in love with it, you know? I don't know if I would look nice in yellow, but man, this is so beautiful. Anyway, to talk someone into something means to persuade someone to agree to something. Basically, you're making someone agree. Say yes. Okay, I will do it. Fine, I will buy you a PlayStation 5. Fine, I will change my mind. Fine. You make someone agree to something. They will do something you want. Okay, that's the idea. Usually they will do. For this phrasal verb, because the next one is a little different. When using this phrasal verb, you are persuading, you are convincing someone to do something you want them to agree to something, okay? So that's the idea. They are going to do something you want because you convinced them, okay? They are agreeing to something because you made them to. You said things, you used your intelligence, your skills, and bang, you talked them into doing what you wanted. Not manipulation. I mean, you don't need to manipulate to convince someone. You just need to show facts and, you can do it. Anyway, example. I went to the mall thinking I was going to buy a new pair of jeans, but my friend talked me into buying this dress instead. What do you think? So look, there's no manipulation here. So I wanted to buy a pair of jeans. But my friend talked me into buying this beautiful yellow dress. What do you think? So you see, she persuaded me. So maybe as we were walking at the mall, she was like, no, but come on, you deserve a dress. You have a million pairs of jeans. You have so many pairs of jeans. Come on, it's time to buy yourself a dress. So we looked and we checked different stores, and my friend was right. She talked me into buying a dress. This dress. So that's an example. I hope that was clear, okay? Now, guys, moving on. Before I give you phrasal verb number 3, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share, because when you share, it means you care. And guys, if you want to learn more phrasal verbs, and more specifically, phrasal verbs for communication, when you're talking to people, when you're having conversations, I created a very nice course, which is called 50 Phrasal Verbs for Conversations. Video lessons, audio files, PDF files. You will create examples on the platform. So I know this phrasal verb for conversations course is the one you need if you want to improve your knowledge of phrasal verbs. And if you want a little more, I also have a study plan cycle that will help people that need organization. You don't know how to organize your study routine, how to use the internet in your favor. Well, I teach you that in this study plan. Link in the description of this video. But other than that, let's go to phrasal verb number 3. Talk someone out of something. This is similar to the first one, okay, but they're different. So talk something out means to find a solution, an agreement. Talk someone out of something. Different. In this case, this phrasal verb is the opposite of phrasal verb number 2. Remember the dress, the yellow, beautiful dress. Here, I convinced someone to buy the dress. I talked my friend into buying a dress. But here, I convinced my friend not to buy the dress. So when you talk someone out of something, it's the opposite. You don't want them to do something. So you speak, you explain, you talk, and you tell stories to make them change their minds about something and not do that thing anymore. So you persuade someone not to do something. Okay? So you use all your emotional intelligence, your soft skills to stop someone from doing something. Okay? Look at the example. Man will understand. Husband and wives, okay? Husbands and wives will understand this. Couples. I wanted to buy a new car, but my wife talked me out of it. We've decided to wait a couple of months. Another man lost a battle. Well, that doesn't always happen, but some man, they lose the battle. They're like, oh man, I lost this one, yo. So I wanted the husband wanted to buy a new car, but the wife was like, sweetie, we're trying to have a baby. Why don't we wait a couple of months? Right now we're paying off your college tuition. Why don't your college loans actually? Why don't we wait a little longer? So there we go. Jack is a little disappointed, but he says, "Okay, you're right." So he goes to a bar to meet his friends, and then he says, well, I wanted to buy a new car, that model spectacular Porsche. But my wife talked me out of it. Yeah. She told me to wait. Why? Well, we're having a baby. Well, we're trying to have a baby. So she started explaining. I was just like, yeah, fine. We wait. You win. You talked me out of it. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. As I said before, check the links in the description of this video. Make sure to get my study plan and my phrasal verbs for conversation because I know you love them. Other than that, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.